Good morning. I'm Al Litman, Mayor of Mesquite. Of the 7 COVID-19 cases we have reported, only one is still active. I believe our precautions of social distancing, staying at home, washing your hands with soap, and sanitizing have made the difference. Of course, only time will tell, but we have been and are still doing the right thing. The first thing I want to talk about is the heat. I've been stressing the need to get out and walk or just enjoy the outdoors during our beautiful weather. However, when it gets up to the 100-degree mark, we need to be very careful. Please, when you go out, hydrate with lots of water, wear a hat, and use sunscreen. Don't overdo your physical activity. Hopefully the temperature will return to normal in a few days, but until then, use your common sense and don't overdo it. Heat can be deadly. As you know, I was born in Duluth, Minnesota. Just 24 years prior, my city, along with the rest of the world, was hit with the 1918 flu epidemic. Actually, a pandemic that killed nearly 50 million people in less than 3 years. I found an article on how Duluth handled the pandemic, and I thought I would share some of it with you. In 1918, Duluth had about 95,000 residents. By October of that year, there were 27 reported cases of Spanish flu in the city. The Public Safety Commissioner and the City Council passed an emergency act, not unlike the one I passed last month, forcing the closing of all public buildings, churches, schools, theaters, libraries, pool halls, fraternal lodges, and all their gathering places. Parties and private affairs were banned. Funerals were limited to immediate family members only. Violations of these orders brought about fines that were very high. In fact, each violation had a fine of up to $1,000. $17,000 in today's dollars, or county jail up to 85 days. The city hoped the ban would last a week to 10 days. It actually lasted 7 weeks. During the peak of the flu, 325 residents died. This was way lower than the national average. There were no vaccines or drugs to treat it. Aspirin in high doses was tried, but it proved toxic and killed many. Citizens were asked to wear a mask and social distance. Not wearing a mask in public was a violation of the law. The first wave of the flu occurred in the spring of 1918. It was mild overall, usually chills, fever, and fatigue. Recovery was quick with very few deaths. The second wave came in the fall of 1918. Victims died within hours or days. Most died by suffocation from the fluid that filled the lungs. The flu didn't come from Spain, but from an army base in America. We spread it throughout the world by sending our soldiers to Europe to fight in World War I. Medical professionals knew very little about the flu, but they did know that masks, social distancing, and keeping extra clean seemed to help. Strict quarantine and disinfectants also aided in the ending of the flu. Why am I telling you all of this? History repeats itself, but this time I hope it forgot how. I know we need to try to get back to some form of normal, and we will. We need to resume business again. Maybe not like before, but we still need to carefully attempt it. I spent a lot of time the other day looking at businesses that are closed because of COVID-19. I found a number of places could reopen quickly with minimal guidelines. I hope that the governor sees it that way also. We have a number of businesses in Mesquite that are similar in nature to ones in Las Vegas, but much smaller. We need to get them open as soon as possible. They could be open in hours. I know that casinos will take a little longer, and I'm sure you understand that their operations are more complex. Golf is simple, just social distance and use common sense. Just as my hometown recovered from the 1918 flu, we will recover from the COVID-19 virus of 2020. However, it won't come all that easy. We need to work at it. Not let our guard down too quickly, and remember the virus is smart. We need to be smarter. Stay strong, Mesquite strong. Thank you.